live. So we are back, as you can see, across the Asian session overnight and the European session. We've picked up 400. We've picked up 400 here. Seen a lot of volatility in the market overnight with the tariff news. Certainly, if I was here earlier, there were opportunities, but I needed to have taken a break, as I did have only about 3 hours of sleep. Currently, the market's down 644 on the NQ, 178 on the ES, and we are currently flat on gold. Seeing a pickup in volume as this market sells to the downside here on the NQ and the ES. We're into the open. There is a potential for limit down at -7%. Currently you're down -3.5% on ES and NQ. Got above the 5,000 there on ES, NQ above the 17,000. Coming in towards that VWAP. Seeing volume as well in gold. So let's have a look. Overnight, we've got lows down here, down at the 775s. We traded into the 550s, into the 4s. Trying to pick up about 250 from this session. Seeing the selling there on gold. In the overnight session, did have gold go into the 3070s, almost the 80s. European session lows around the 30s. Seems like we want to retest them. Did have a big rally in the overnight, all the way from below the 3000s, all the way up to that 3070, a pretty much $100 move. Mhm. It seems pretty obvious what this market wants to do, but I gotta stay true to my strategies. Seeing that break below the view up here. Mm. Cannot do that. So from the highs, oh wow, 400 points. What's the current range here? Current range is 818 points on NQ, 208 on ES, and 99.4 on 99.4 on gold. See, look at that. I just could have just picked up 100 points. So we're into these lows here. finding some buying around these lows here. Currently down over 4% across NQ and ES. Maybe this is the opportunity to sell. That rejection of the upside. It's not a part of the strategy. Gone through the 80s over on ES. Goodness me. Thinking about this up at the 800s. Now we're through the 700s. Through the 870s. Trading through this, through the 740s. Hold on a sec. Well, if this is going to give back the entire move, this could potentially go down to 546. I don't want to jump in here. I feel like I'm taking a FOMO trade. We've seen a 500-point sell-off there from these most recent highs. Again, seeing that move to the upside be rejected. There's a buying. $6.75. $7.75. $8.75. Quick 200 points there. $200 there to the upside. And rising. Goodness me. I'm about to get long signals. I'm about to get long signals right into the 50 and the 200 here. On both ES and NQ. I'm not going to take them. Despite the system saying to go long. You know what? We should just follow the system. We should. But I've decided not to. So the target would have been $144. 17,144. 17,144. Designated target. And over on ES, 83.50. $983.50. So what they're thinking is that prices are going to reject off this 50 or the 200. Of course, if it doesn't, which it doesn't seem like it is going to, not taking that trade there is going to be a bit of a mistake. Certainly feeling like it at the moment. Goodness me. Oh, hold on, got a long on gold.
Order filled.
What's the target on gold? 33.1. Oh, battery's low.
Order filled.
Goodness me. And the stop here is at 17. 17. And the other 19.2. And this is coming up to the 144. Goodness me. I didn't take it, and look at it. Talked myself out of the trade. 34.6. Out of both trades, we're at 120, about 24 points away. 134.6. 134.6. So that target would have been hit up at the 17,144. That would have been hit. And over on ES 83.50. Goodness me. Wow. And that 83.50 would have been hit. So both targets would have been hit. Taught myself out of not taking those trades because I was concerned about this 200 and this 50. Two perfectly valid trades.
Target filled.
Target filled there on the first lot of contracts on gold. Just got half of the amount remaining. $27 up to 83. Goodness me, that's like 50 points. On ES that I taught myself out of. Goodness me. Over on NQ. 919 up to 144. That's over 100 points I taught myself out of over there as well. Wow.
Target filled.
So we're up to 435. Should be up over 500 and well on my way to ending the day. Goodness me. Wow. Why was I so against the possibility of the market simply pulling back and reversing? Look at that. That entire 500-point move has been taken back over a fairly short period here, in about 16 minutes. Goodness me. Not taking that long. I'll be so close to the daily goal. May even have got it. Let's think about this. Yeah, I would have got a daily goal. If I would have just followed through and took those trades, I would have got a daily goal. When you include the gold trade across the ES and the NQ, would have got the daily goal. Are we up to a new high on the day? I believe so. Yeah, up to new highs on the day. Market is only down 1%. Yes, this market's going to go and fill the gap from Friday. I guess all the prognosis of a limit down day are going to be incorrect. Very strong move here to the upside. $680 points in 16 minutes. Tremendous volatility. Hopefully I can catch it the other way, because I was in fear of a short, and that's what kept me out. %. It's like 50 points on NQ, 170 on NASDAQ. So there is a risk of what happened this morning happening here, and that is pretty much the market decides to trend and I'll be on the wrong side. Don't think there's anything on the economic calendar Got FOMC minutes on the 9th. So I need to pick up 200 from here. Just made. I decided to use my judgment and not take the trade. And how costly that's been. Of course, later on today, we'll reflect. And maybe it won't prove as costly, but certainly feels like it now. would have been perfect using the volatility from the open. Very much doubt there's going to be that sort of volatility later on here. Let's see. So we've got the lows from last week, well, Friday's lows seen around the 387s, and we've got the close around the 500s. And we have ES threatening to head short. Last week's lows around the 74, 75.
Order filled.
I'm just taking that short setup there on the ES. Stops up at 35. Oh, goodness me, almost immediately. Golly. Wow. Stopped out. Surely.
Stop filled.
Stopped out. Wow, within a minute, 40 points. Goodness me. Within a minute. From the 260s all the way to the 480s. Wow. $229 candle. So gave back a bit there. Down to the 384s. Thing is, almost knew it. Like, not taking that trade. Goodness me. There's a lot of volume coming in here. Must be some sort of news. We're actually up on the day 1%. From being down 6 to being up 1. A bit of a bull flag breakout. Gone, so we've completely filled that gap. Though we gap down overnight. Seems this market wants to head up to the 18,000. Goodness me. Why are these two Nasdaqs different? Don't tell me it's contract rollover stuff. Oh wow. I guess they must have reached a deal. Okay, they sort of rally from the open. 1,000 points. What a rally. 1,209. Oh, it's actually even more than that. We're looking at 1,440 points. So the current range on the day high to low is 1,662 points on the NQ, 395 on ES, still 99.4 on gold. I'm certainly thinking about just jumping in here. Where would the stop be? Stop would be down at 380. Hold on, how big would that stop be? Oh, 600 point stop. Can't be doing that. Wow. $1,500 points off the open. No way. This actually seems like it may actually get to those targets that I think are too far away. Yeah, 1,700 points off the open there. Goodness me, that's like 300 points from the highs down to... Goodness me, that's 400 points. What in the world? That's like a 400 point pullback. Insane. Absolutely insane. So you're looking at in 3 minutes, you've had 400 points. Certainly my we're up currently 1.6%, 67% on the day on NQ. What's going on here? NQM. So what? Why is this different? Why is that over there? It's a June contract. But this over here. What fucking contract is this? This saying June?
Order filled.
Sure. Oh my word.
Target filled.
Oh my word.
Order filled.
Oh, hold on. I got a short over on ES.
Order filled.
$203.
Order filled.
Hold on, have I got two? Oh my word.
Order filled.
$201. $87.75. $87.75. Is that right? Yep. 15.44. That's not right.
Target filled.
Target filled.
Order filled.
I'm closing it off. I don't know what's happening, but the price discrepancy between my charts, I can't quite figure it out. Because this is saying the June contract. And let's go over to NQ. This is saying 468. That's saying 581. Okay. The June contract's saying 600. There's a difference in what I'm seeing here. 573s. That's saying 580s. This is saying 480s. This is a June contract. And over here, is that 575, 585, 600s. This saying 615. That's saying 565. This doesn't make any sense. Okay, I know they aren't the March contracts. What are the September contracts? Let's have a look. NQM. What's the month for? It's not Z. Is it U? No, it's not U, is it? Is it U? NQ, U. September contract. Okay. So, saying 814. That's not, it's not that. 614, 670. 620. This is saying 572. That's saying 618. This is saying 550. I cannot figure this out. There's like a discrepancy between the charts I'm looking at. So I'm looking at these charts here. And where prices are trading over here, they're not reflected exactly the same over here. So that's a problem. That is a problem. Because certainly I should still be in this short on NQ and the short on ES. But I don't know how I can be confident in the shorts if I'm not confident in where I'm going to place my targets and stops. I suppose I could just simply put alerts out there and wait. Like with the NQ, the target is about 150 points away from where we are currently. Over on the ES, the target is about 50 points away. But you know what? I'm going to take it as a bit of a sign, because there was a possibility of ending the day earlier by taking the long trades, which I didn't. So what I'll do is I will end trading for the day here and walk away with 741 from the 3 sessions I traded: the Asia session, this current US session. Because we can still, there's still 170 points to the downside on the NASDAQ here. that I'm looking to pick up. See, now now both prices have come into alignment. What about over here? Yes, now the prices have come into alignment. Okay, so prices across all my charts are in alignment now. But I'm gonna walk away. 741 on the day. As tempting as it is to try and short this down to 87, all the way down here, and short NQ all the way down to all the way down to 201, all the way down here. That's where the target is. Let's just put it on the chart. So the DT, designated target, was seen at 17,202, was it? Yeah, 17,202. So designated target, 17,202. And over here on ES, the designated target was all the way down at 87, what was it, 87.50 or something? 87.75. 87.75. So we got DT 17,000. Sorry, it's not 17,000, is it? It is 4,9875 or something. 49.87.75. 49.87.75. So that's where the designated target was for the short. For this short here, and the designated target for this trade over here. Because even with this trade, it moved so quickly that it hit my target before I was even able to adjust. So I went short, hit my target before I could even adjust, and then I had to get back in. Prices have come down to this 50, finding buyers here. We've gone from the 370s all the way up to the 700s. Goodness me. I'm walking away. This level of volatility is absolutely insane. So let's have a look at the trade performance. Let's see. Where's the trade performance tab? So this is the trade performance tab after the European session. So we started in Asia, drew down 99, was able to build back the equity in the account to being up 114. That's where we ended. We can see it there with the timestamp. We had 114, came into the European session. In the European session, we were able to get the account all the way up to the 369 mark. Over at the 369 mark, we went on a tremendous drawdown. In and around here, I had connection issues on the stream, disconnecting. Didn't even realize I wasn't streaming at the time. And the market drew down, my account drew down from the 369 all the way down to the 113s Oh, hold on. Drew down all the way down to the 113,056. From there, we were able to take a series of winning trades and was able to dig myself out of a hole. There were opportunities on gold that I was trying to look for a bigger move that did not work out. And so there was a possibility of having a bigger day, but I was able to finally walk away at the end of the European session up at 400. And that's where we are. So now we're going to update our trade performance tab. We're just going to click generate. And here we are. So we are going to see, goodness me, no way. This mark is actually, let's just have a look here. Look at the market. The market is actually coming down to the designated target of the 17,202 and down towards that 4987.75. Goodness me. Absolute cinema. From the highs, we've retraced 283 points here on the ES in how long? In 18 minutes. 280 points there in 18 minutes. So if we have a look at the chart here, we've come into the US session. We were sitting at just around about 400 exactly. 400. Didn't take one of the trades that presented itself. Could have had a pretty easy day. Managed to close there 435. Had some losing trades. Managed to draw down to the 384s. From there, a series of winning trades, and we're going to walk away here with 741. Over on this summary page, we can see here gross gains, gross losses, profit factor 2.82. Accuracy is 92%. Average win to the average loss, not a great ratio, 0.24. Largest win bigger than the largest loss. They're at 49. Time in the market close to that 10-minute mark. And it definitely seems that we're coming down to this 202 on the NQ. So we're within striking distance at the 230s. Let's just see how this is going to work here. So of course we exited all the way up here at the 470s. Designated targets down at the 202s, and we exited pretty much because we had issues in terms of the prices shown between the execution chart and the charting that I was using. Over on the ES, we are seeing that move down towards our 87.75s, currently trading around the 5,000s and that 200 period. Just going to wait here. So there we are, all the way through the 17,202s. Could have picked that up, and just waiting on. Oh, did we get that? I think we did. We are doing some brief daily maintenance. Alerts will be back soon. Thanks for your patience. You're doing maintenance today? Jeez Louise, of all the days. 87.50. So this has hit the 87.50. So that would have hit target. So both trades would have hit target here. Well, especially on half of the contracts. But I can't imagine I would have held out. But so certainly left quite a bit on the table from the 470s all the way down to the. So it's like 270 right there, all the way down to the 202s. Like 470 certainly would have helped the day. And over here, we of course could have been, what's that, essentially 60 all the way down to 87. Wow. But I'm not going to feel FOMO. I'm happy with the outcome of today. Managed to recover the losses from last Friday when I had a big losing day. So with that said, thanks for watching. Good luck trading.